There are over 160 universities in the United Kingdom. So that tells you that you have a lot of schools to search. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Winnie, an international student currently studying in the United Kingdom. This channel is where I share my experiences studying, volunteering, and also on health issues. Today we'll be discussing on how to study as an international student in United Kingdom. I know a lot of you guys want to study in United Kingdom or in other countries aside your home country. This video would give you useful tips that will help your application process and make it easy. First of all, why study in United Kingdom? United Kingdom has a lot of opportunities for international students. First of all, you get to stay back and work for 2 years after your study using the post-study visa. Yes, interesting, right? That's not all. International degrees are recognized globally, most especially degrees gotten from universities in United Kingdom. And that means that there are high chances of employability in the markets. Good, right? You also get to enjoy cultural diversity, meet people from all walks of life with different culture, different morals, different values, and different experiences. And you get to share in these experiences. And I can tell you, it broadens your horizon. I've had my share of experiences too, which I will be sharing as we progress on this channel. So you need to stay tuned. Another reason you should study here is because you get an experience tailored to yourself. Yes, to yourself. No two experiences are alike, I'll tell you. You get here and then you're exposed to some sort of cultural shock depending on where you are coming from. So you get an experience tailored to you. So you get to share your experiences just as I am sharing mine. Yes. Now you've known why study in United Kingdom. Let's get down to how to study in United Kingdom. First things first, you need to know what you want to study. So make a decision on what you need to study. Now, to be able to make that decision, there are certain things you need to look at. What interests you the most? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What is your budget? Yes. What exactly is your budget? How much do you have for studying? Another thing you need to consider, what are your future goals? Very important. You also need to consider if you would like to study with a placement or internship or not. Would you like to study on a full-time basis or on a part-time basis? What is your time schedule like? These are the factors you need to put in place that will help you decide on what course is best suited for you. Because trust me, you need to be interested in whatsoever you're going to be studying to do well. There's a lot of competition, you know. Now that you've known what you want to study, you need to make a comprehensive search. Now, I call it comprehensive because this is not just going through the internet and just doing some random search. No, this has to be comprehensive, well-structured, You have to strategize, yes. There are over 160 universities in the United Kingdom. So that tells you that you have a lot of schools to search. So you need to know exactly what you want. Now, in doing that comprehensive search, every school has a website, which makes it easy, you know. So you need to search the website of each university. And there are some things you need to look out for. On each university's website page, there's the strengths of that university. Of course, no university wants to talk about its weakness, but you need to make your research on that. Get to know what other international students say about that university. So say, for example, you want to study nursing, you can search nursing in United Kingdom. And of course, it's going to bring up a lot of universities. Search each university's website, check out the entry requirements, find how suitable or adaptable you are to that entry requirement. Is there something on the entry requirement that you do not currently have, but you can work towards getting? Get on with it and work towards getting it. Then also you need to consider what is the school fees, the tuition fees. Very important, because trust me, studying in United Kingdom is not free except you are on some sort of scholarship. So you need to find out exactly what the tuition fee is like. And you don't end there. Try as much as you can to find out what the payment plan is. Some schools have affordable and flexible payment plan, while some don't have that option. So you need to search, but you know that this information will always be found on the school website. So search for the payment plan. For some universities, you get to pay monthly based on some sort of percentage. For some others, you need to pay the total sum at once. Now, this is something you need to consider with the budget you have in mind and see if it fits or suits into your budget. Another thing you need to check when you're checking the university's website, you need to check reviews. I've mentioned that already. Reviews from international students. Get to find out what people are saying about that university. Find out where it is located. What are the strategic things about that location? What are the interesting things about that location? What are the benefits? What's the cost of living like? Which is very important, because if this is where you're going to be studying, you need to find out the cost of living. Yes. So you don't end up begging because in the United Kingdom, you need to be able to afford what to eat, where you live. And then there's the rate of pay for each job you get is structured based on the area. So for some areas that have high cost of living, you find out that the pay rate is higher, and areas that have low cost of living have a low pay rate as well. It commensurates with the place where you live. So it's kind of balanced, but you need to find out first what the cost of living is. Another thing you need to find out from the school website, you need to find out about their test of English. Yes, most universities request for an English test. Some want an international recognized one like IELTS. Some others accept the West African Examination Council, the WAEC, West Africa Senior Certificate Exam. Some schools accept that. My school accepts that. I'm going to make a separate video on that as we progress on this channel. So you need to find out if they accept some, because I know most students are from African countries, and some students don't, prospective students don't actually have the IELTS exam, but however they have their WAEC. So for some schools they accept WAEC, but you don't stop there. You need to know the grades. For some they tell you English, Math, C6 basic minimum. So you need to find that out, and it is in each university website page. Now that you have gathered all the entry requirements, I might have missed out some, but trust me, when you search, you get to have the details. If there's something not clear to you, please feel free to send a mail to the school. Send a mail to them and then ask them. Be polite in your mail. I'll give you an example of how to construct a mail. You can go by saying, "Dear team, I trust that this email meets you well. I write you regarding the nursing program pre-registration, perhaps a master's, just specify the name of the coursing that I am interested in. Having gone through your website, I got a lot of information. However, I have a few questions. Number one, what is the blah, blah, blah?" You can fill that in based on what your question is. Number two, blah, blah, blah. So just highlight it and try to make it as brief as possible. Go straight to the point. And after you've highlighted, "Thank you very much," put down your name, and then expect a reply from them, because they definitely respond to emails. If you are able to call, that's quicker. You call them, but be rest assured that these schools reply and respond to their emails. One important thing that I almost left out is find out the application deadline. Very important, because for some universities, the application deadline might be closer than you think. So you need to know what the time frame is for you to prepare effectively. Personally, I would ask you to start searching for universities, start getting yourself prepared 6 months, 7 months before the application starts. And I'll tell you why. When you are going to make your application, which is the next step we are going into, you need to have references, either from your university tutor, lecturer, or from your place of work, depending on how long you've left school. Say you left school over 6 years, 7 years, you might not be in contact with your tutors, and then you might have to use your work supervisor, employer as your reference. Now you need to find out from your school if that is acceptable first. You need to inform these prospective references of your plans. Yes, you need to inform the referees, of your plans. You need to tell them so that they are not caught unawares. You don't budge into somebody's schedule 2 weeks to deadline and expect them to respond to a reference that you need. That won't be polite or nice. Value their time, so inform them ahead. This is why you need to prepare earlier than the application deadline. Get ready your referees, prepare your document, very important. Now, generally, each school would ask for your certificates, proof of certificates. Maybe your test of English, which for those from African background might be your WAEC if acceptable, or your IELTS. You might need your degree certificate if you're going for a postgraduate study. So you need to get these documents ready. You need your transcripts. And I know what it is like in some, I'm going to use my home country, Nigerian universities, especially now that they are currently on strike. So you need to work towards getting your transcript ready. You need a personal statement. Now, there is no personal statement that is used for all applications. Not possible. Your personal statement has to be tailored to the school you're applying to. I'm going to make a separate video on how to write a personal statement. But there are basic things that you need to know. This personal statement should be adapted to your course of study, to your university of choice. Yes, you need to tell them, why do you choose their university? Of course, you would have options available to you in your home country. You would have options available to you internationally. That school is not the only school in United Kingdom or in whatever country you're applying to. So you need to specify to them why it is their university. Highlight their achievements in your personal statement. Mention why it is United Kingdom or whatever country of choice you have chosen. Why do you want to study in that country, not in your home country? You need to convince them. Don't exaggerate. Try to convince them with facts. Be factual with whatever you say. I'll give you an example. I have chosen to study University of Birmingham because it ranks, say, 95% globally. But do not exaggerate. Be sure that you have made your research and your information is factual. Trust me, this information will be found in the achievement section of the university's website page, which is why you need to do a comprehensive search, very comprehensive, so you can get all this information. So like I said before, you need to have an idea of what the achievement of that university is, because that's what you are going to put into your personal statement. So personal statement tailored to each university. And please don't limit yourself to one university. You know, there's a saying, don't put your eggs in one basket, all your eggs in one basket. I don't completely agree with that statement. However, in this case, I would suggest to you to explore. Apply to as many universities as possible. Most of these applications are free, you know, so it's not like you're paying something. So apply to as many universities as possible. Yes, so that you have options to pick out from. And that means that you're going to be having lots of personal statements to write, each tailored to the university you're applying to. Yes. So apply to as many universities as possible. And now the next stage is to patiently wait to hear back from these universities. Now, this is the part that is quite difficult, because I know from my experience how difficult it is to wait, how anxious you can be waiting. Now, in the process of waiting, prepare yourself for your study. Yes, research. Read about that course of study. What does it entail? What are the basic skills you should have? Work on having those skills, because trust me, it will help you in future. Learn how to write essays, because in the United Kingdom, that is how you are assessed. Essays. Most of the studies done in United Kingdom are not examination based. So you are not reading to cram, and that ideology of giving back to your tutor what was given back to you in their exact words doesn't work here at all. It's called plagiarism. So you have to learn how to paraphrase. So while you are waiting, search the internet, research, go on YouTube, find videos that can help you learn how to write essays effectively, how to paraphrase effectively. Keep yourself busy while you're waiting. And then, when each school responds to you, brace yourself up. You might get disappointed. When I was applying to study, some schools said, no, I didn't meet the criteria. Yeah. Some schools said I didn't meet the criteria. I felt terrible, I'll tell you. But I moved on and I learned. One thing I did was, when I got the feedback, I wrote to the school to ask them what I did wrong, the areas I needed to work on improving so I don't make those mistakes in future. And they responded back to me. So you can do the same. That's why you need to apply to a lot of schools, because you might not get all of them give you an offer. Now, some might give you a conditional offer, which means that you are offered a place as long as you meet some certain conditions, which might be an interview or a test of English. Yes. So that's a conditional offer. Why for some you outrightly get an unconditional offer, which means you don't have to do anything. It means you're qualified, except funding and visa application. Now, if you've gotten an unconditional offer, it usually comes with a certificate of acceptance of studies called a CAS. Now, that is what you will use in your visa application, so you need to keep that safe. You would also require funding, which is why I said in the beginning of this video, you need to find out what the tuition fee is like and if it matches your budgets. Because at the point you are giving an unconditional offer, you are expected to start up your visa application process. It's assumed that you have the funding you require. So once you've gotten your CAS, you need to go ahead with your visa application, which means that you require some funding. I will be making a video also, because there's not enough time in this video for me to go into details of how the visa application or what it looks like, what the visa application process looks like. So I'll be doing that in a separate video. But you just need to prepare your funding. Yes, prepare your funding and try to avoid anything that would jeopardize your chances of getting a visa application, because there are a lot of people that go through the wrong processes and then end up with a visa denial even after they had gotten an unconditional offer of study. So you need to be careful. With this, I have come to the end of today's video. I hope you find it informative and insightful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box and I would make sure to answer every question. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until our next video, keep winning and enjoying life. Bye-bye.